everyone, welcome to Samantha Cliff Pilates. I'm Sam and today we're going to be doing a full body workout, just trying to work every single muscle in your body. Great one to do to tone and strengthen, so let's get started. So I have done a video that shows the complete Pilates setup and warm up, which is a really great one to do even if you've only got 10 minutes per day just to get your body moving. Then that's a really good video to do. I'll link that up in the cards of the video. So the full body setup. So if you wanted to do that before this video, then that would be a really great option to do, because then you've warmed up all of the joints. I've just done a workout, so I'm pretty warm. So what I'm going to do is just begin, not go too heavy to begin with, but a lot of the exercises will warm you up as you go as well. So if you want to pause this video and go over and do the warm up and setup, if you're completely cold, then that's a good idea, but we're just going to get started on the mat. And I'm going to start in tabletop. So knees under your hips and hands under your shoulders, spreading the fingers so you've got a nice weight distribution, and keeping those shoulders down away from your ears, making sure you're not dipping your back or arching the back. Then we're going to start with the shoulders. And we're going to reach forward, lifting the arm, holding for the count of 5 and down and to the other side. Palm facing in, so we've got a nice alignment down through the side of the body. Really stretching that arm away. So in this one, it's weight bearing because we're putting a lot of pressure, the weight of our body onto our hands and our knees. And as we take one arm away, then obviously we're going to be doubling the pressure through the arm that's left on the mat. So it's really great for strengthening through your joints. And down, lifting. And down, we're going to do one more to each side. Really stretching that arm away and down and to the other side. And now we're going to bring the leg in. So we're going to be starting to work through our glutes and starting to mobilise through our lower back. So taking one leg up, making sure that you're not tipping your body or dropping the leg down. So taking that leg back, holding for the count of 5. Knee should just slide back into place. Okay, and down, holding for the count of 5. And down. Ooh, if you hit the pot, don't rest your foot on a pot, that's cheating. And down, back it forward, leg back. And down. As your arms get tired, you tend to want to take the pressure off. Please don't do that. I'd rather you just take a breather and have that nice alignment through the body, feeling that pressure down through the arm, because that's what's going to be working. That's what's going to be doing the job. So you should feel that pressure down through the arm, and that's good. Back and down to the other side. Brilliant. One more each way. Down. Down. Brilliant. We're going to bring the arms and legs together now. I'm not going to take a break in between. We're warming everything up, remember, so really want to make sure that everything's starting to heat up and to buzz. So stretching one arm, make sure it's the opposite leg, otherwise you're going to really have trouble balancing. So making sure again you're not lifting too high or dropping too low. Stretching that arm and leg away. Great strengthener for the back. Down. Brilliant. Really squeezing those glutes. Stretching that arm, leg away. Brilliant. One more to each side. 2 more. Feeling that pressure through the shoulders. Last one. And then coming back, rotating the wrists and rotating the shoulders into child's pose. Shoulders as well. Knees parallel to begin with. Arms active. And then we're going to take the knees out, feet together, and come down, stretching through your chest, head down to the mat. You can keep the arms active to begin with, and then just resting the elbows down. Really great for relaxing down to the mat. Pushing the chest down, great stretch for the upper back and shoulders. Take a few deep breaths into that stretch. So we're going to do a few cat-cows just to stretch everything. So knees under the shoulders, knees under the shoulders, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. That'd be interesting, like twister. And into the cow and the cat, mobilising through your back. Doing really well, looking forward, dipping the back, bottom out, and then tucking the bottom in, rounding through the shoulders. One more each way. Brilliant. We're going to come down onto our front and we're going to do a few back exercises, but also a few stretching and mobilising exercises for quite a lot of different sections of the body. So you're going to bring your hands level with the chest and we're just going to come up into baby cobra, starting to articulate through your back and then slowly come down. And again, lifting and then slowly coming down. And one more time. And slowly coming down, which takes us nicely into the dart. So you're going to take your hands down by your side, nose about 1 centimetre from the mat. And with this, quite a few options. So we're going to lift, slide the hands down the side of the body, holding for an in-breath and coming down, lifting, holding for an in-breath and coming all the way down. If you want to, the variations are legs together, squeezing your legs, so your inner thighs, your adductors are going to be getting a really good workout, as well as the glutes. So we're squeezing our legs together from the bottom or the top of the thighs all the way down to the ankles, lifting, squeezing, holding for an in-breath, and then we're going to relax down onto the mat, okay, in between breathing, out as you lift, really squeezing everything, and down to the mat, okay. Great for stretching through the shoulders. We're lifting as high as we can. We are squeezing the glutes this time, so it's working the whole of the body, making sure you're relaxing down in between. Really lifting, great back strengthener this one. If you tend to get pain through your lower back, especially in the morning, it takes you a while to get going, if it's creaking, or if you stand a lot during the day, if you're a teacher or you're standing by a blackboard or standing up in front of the class, you can tend to get kind of compacted through your lower back, and it can cause a bit of pain, and then it can cause things like sciatica, that kind of thing. Strengthening those muscles is always going to be a good thing. 2 more. Holding for an in-breath and down, last one. And down, relaxing down to the mat, and then we're going to do the variation of the dart into side bend. So this time you can either, again, have your feet relaxed, sliding the hand down the side of the body, not looking with the head, it's the body that's moving, we're just looking down onto the mat, sliding the hand down the side of the body, back to the centre and down, lifting to the other side. So your feet are apart with this one, but again, variation, you can squeeze them together as you lift. Make sure you're relaxing everything down in between, lifting, side, back to the centre, and down, relaxing, squeezing, side, back to the centre, and down. Well done. Squeezing, to the centre, and down. Brilliant. We're going to do 2 more to each side. So we're working different muscles of the back now. Last set of 2. Squeezing to the side, back to the centre, relaxing. Last one. Right to the side and down. So we're going to lift up into child's pose. Feet together, really pushing your bottom down onto your heels to begin with. Active arms, knees wider, and stretching the chest and really pushing with your hands bottom down. We're going to come back into downward dog, so stretching through your calves, through your hamstrings. We're going to pedal the legs and we can take the arms forward, lifting your bottom. We can bend the knees to get that stretch, lifting the bottom as high as you can. Really great through the back. So pedaling the feet, not particularly aiming to get those heels down, but it is quite satisfying when they do touch the mat, you know that your calves and hamstrings are stretching. But it's not the sole purpose at all, it's to stretch your lower back. So don't overdo it. You can also turn the toes in to get a little bit more of a stretch down the side of the calf. So again, we're not aiming to push the feet down onto the mat. You can also turn the toes out and get a different stretch. So it all depends on where it's tight for you. Quite like to bend the knees and get that stretch through my upper back as well as my lower back. Really lifting that bottom as much as you can. Okay, knees down, and we're going to go into threading the needle, which is a really, really nice spine rotation. So we're going to slide the hand through all the way down to the mat with the ear, relaxing into this stretch. Few deep breaths. Really nice on this one. Sliding the arm back through and to the other side. Ear down to the mat. Relaxing down to that stretch. And we're going to do one more each side. It's really nice stretch. Relaxing down. Brilliant. Okay, rolling onto our side now into the torpedo. So working our waist and our core and our legs, you know, all of these exercises are fab. So starting with our fingertips just touching the mat, not hand flat, just touching as a little bit of balance. We're going to lift both legs, top leg lifts, back together and down, lifting, top leg lifts. You get stretched through the inner thigh. It's working the glutes and the outer thigh. If you feel that you've got your balance and you're feeling the core switching on, you can take your hand up to your waist, lifting, down. Well done, keeping those abs pulled in. Brilliant, doing really well, keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed. Your foot, lifting, top leg lifts, back together and down. Making sure you're not pushing down with the hand that you're resting your head on. Lifting. Feeling that through the glutes, feeling that through your waist, feeling that through your outer thigh. Doing really well. Brilliant, 2 more. Last one. Fab. Whew. And bringing your knees in, pat into the bottom, down into your thigh, and pulling that top leg back, stretching through the quads, opening out, pulling back a little bit more, stretching through your glutes. And onto the other side, making sure they're even. So, lining yourself up with the side of the mat, arm out stretched. And fingertips in front of you to begin with. We're going to lift both legs, top leg lifts, back together and down. If you feel that you've got your balance, taking your hand up to your waist. Lifting, top leg lifts, back together and down. Brilliant. Keep going, really keeping those abs pulled in. If you're wobbling around all over the place, that's absolutely fine. It means those muscles are really engaging, trying to keep you balanced. And the muscles are working. Your core is strengthening. Lifting, top leg lifts, back together and down. Brilliant, doing really well. Two more if you can. And last one. Brilliant. And bringing your knees in, patting to the bottom, down into your thigh. You might find that one side's slightly easier than the other. And taking those top leg back, stretching through your quads and opening out, pulling back a little bit more. Brilliant. Okay. I'm going to go on to our backs now and just do a little bit of ab work. Not a little bit, maybe a lot, we'll see. See how we get on. Right, so warming up through your abs to begin with. Hands down by your side, shoulders down away from your ears. Making sure your back's in neutral, so not able to fit your whole arm underneath and not pushing your back into the mat. So we're in the middle, taking into account the natural curve of your spine. Hands down by your side. We're going to lift, making sure you've got a gap between your chin and chest, taking your arms back and then down as the head comes back down to the mat. So breathing in, out as you lift, arms over, and breathing out as you come back. Hitting the plank again, lifting, arms over, deep breath in at the top, lifting, squeezing those abs. Keep going, really warming up through the top section of the abs. If you find this is really hurting your neck, I'm finding it's putting a bit of pressure through my neck, then I can take my hands behind my head, cradle the head and just lifting, holding for an in-breath and down, breathing in at the bottom, out as you lift, in at the top, out as you come down. If you want to strengthen your neck but you don't want to damage it or injure it or set you back, because it will make you not want to do it again, and that's really important that it doesn't get to that point. Don't mind a little bit of muscle fatigue. You don't mind feeling that your muscles have worked hard, because it just means that it's doing its job, but we don't want any pain necessarily. Breathing in, out as you lift, in at the top, out as you come down. Brilliant. We're going to do a full body stretch just to make sure we're lengthening those muscles. And then into a single leg stretch, so you're bringing your knee in, hand to the outside of the knee, hand to the knee, other hand to the outside of the calf, other leg up to about 45, shoulders down away from the ears. So level 1, we're going up to about 45, so diagonally up towards the ceiling. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Level 2, we come a little bit further down, so we're stretching the leg away, almost touching the mat. I just did touch the mat. We want to keep those legs active if possible. We don't want to rest them down onto the mat. And level 3, we take the leg back up to 45. This time we curl up. Breathing in, breathing out. So top section of the abs engaged as well. And the top level, level 4, leg down to the mat with the head and shoulders lifted. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Doing really, really well. If the neck and shoulders start to ache, taking the head down to the mat, but keeping the legs going if you can. Really warming up those abs, doing really well. And head and shoulders up if you can, keep going. muscles starting to shake, they're feeling a bit warm. Not pulling the legs in, okay, we're just gently touching because the legs are doing their job too. Your hips are working hard, your quads. Breathing in, breathing out, neck hurting again. Down to the mat, keep going. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Doing really well. 2 more to each side. 1, 2, 1, 2, and legs down to the mat. Full body stretch, arms and legs away. Just letting everything relax and lengthen. And then we're going to come up into rolling like a ball, which is fantastic. We've warmed up our abs, and this is really great for a back stretch now. So a few different levels. We're going to start with our hands down by our sides for level 1. Feet hip distance, looking towards the belly button, and we're going to roll back and roll up and feet down. So you're rolling back onto your arms, always looking down towards the belly button. Level 2, hands onto the knees. Rolling back, rolling up, feet come down to the mat. So creating a nice curve through the back. If you straighten your back, this is what's going to happen. So it's important that you curl your shoulders and roll back. Level 3, we roll back, we roll up, and we really squeeze the abs and stop with the feet hovering. So you're engaging those muscles to gain that control, stopping you in the right position, hopefully. So feet down, ready to roll back again. So up to you, hands down by your side, rolling back and rolling up, massaging the muscles of your spine. And it does really wet the abs as well. Keep going. Trying to keep as even as you can. Two more. One thing to watch with this one before we do our last one is that you do either have this is a thin yoga mat and a wooden floor, which isn't great, this is going to hurt tomorrow. A thick Pilates mat, which tend to be 3 times the thickness of a yoga mat, or carpet with a mat on top, otherwise you get carpet burns. So making sure that you're thinking about your surface underneath, because you don't want to bruise your vertebrae. Okay, so we finished with that one now. We're just going to do a few stretches in the saw. So taking your legs as wide as feels comfortable, stretching through your inner thigh. Again, sitting tall, so thinking about the Pilates posture where you're pulling your abs in. Imagine you've got a thread coming out the top of your head. So we're going to flex the toes, taking the arms up. Okay, sitting tall, shoulders down, and we're going to reach forward and imagine cutting off your little toe. If you need to bend your leg, then please do, but we do want to get that stretch. We're aiming to keep the legs straight, leaning forward. You're going to lift up through your hip, lean forward, 1, 2, 3, back, 1, 2, 3, and back, 1, 2, 3, and back, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, lifting, 1, 2, 3, doing really, really well, back, 1, 2, 3, back, 1, 2, 3, one more to each side. You might find that you're getting a little bit closer each time, 2, 3, brilliant, bring those legs forward, into your hips, into your legs. And we're going to just bring the feet together now, knees down towards the mat, just holding on to your feet, just letting them stretch, feeling the weight of the knees coming down. And we're just going to hold on to the feet and we're just going to lean forward. So you're going to feel that stretch through the hip flexors, holding on to the feet. Good chance to give your feet a little massage if you want to, or warm them up if they're a bit cold. So you're aiming to lean forward, okay, Opening out your chest, shoulders down. Sorry about that. So leaning forward, stretching through your inner thigh and dropping those knees down towards the mat as much as you can. Brilliant. Okay, sitting comfortably now, if that's legs forward, crossing the legs, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're just going to stretch the chest a little bit, starting by rounding the shoulders. We're going to take the arms behind, interlocking the fingers and stretching the chest forward. And then interlocking the fingers, hugging the imaginary ball. Brilliant. Taking the hands down by your side, you're going to drop the head down. Just flattening the hands if you can. A really good stretch all the way down through the arms. Head to the side and to the other side. You might find that this one starts to want to lift up, but really important to get that stretch down through the neck. One more each way. Last time. And then we're going to take the head, looking behind the shoulder and to the other side, making sure we're just stretching the neck, keeping those shoulders down. They tend to want to creep up. And then we're going to sweep down towards the belly button and looking behind, and again, looking behind. Brilliant, back to the centre. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.